Good morning, and welcome to the Convocation ceremony for the Texas MSTC Class of 2017. Aren't you glad we did this inside instead of out? I'm Trent Thurman, Director of the MSTC program at the McCombs School of Business here at the University of Texas at Austin. And today we celebrate the students who have completed the requirements for the Master of Science in Technology Commercialization degree. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome the spouses, partners, parents, relatives, friends, and professors of this graduating class. Speaking of those people, you graduates certainly know this, everyone here contributed to your success over the past year. So I want to take a few minutes to recognize these important people. First, the families. Will all spouses, parents, partners, and children of our graduates please stand so that you may be recognized. Thank you for all of you've done to support our graduates. Next, our distinguished faculty, our world-class faculty that are the heart and soul of the MSTC program. They teach MSTC by choice with dedication and passion. Thank you for all you did and continue to do for our graduates. Last but certainly not least, the MSTC team that has served you well over the past year. Stuart, Justin, Mandy, and Wayne, please stand to be acknowledged. Thank you for all you do. Graduation is an exciting time. It represents the end of a long journey and the beginning of new challenges and opportunities. I congratulate all of you on this wonderful achievement. You have earned this day and should be proud of all of your hard work. As you all know, graduate school is a rewarding but rigorous journey. The students seated here today chose to pursue their graduate degrees on top of lives that were already full and challenging. Graduates, today is the time to pause and reflect on all that you have accomplished and to look forward to all that you will become. During your program of study, you have acquired the knowledge and experience that will help you achieve the next level in your professional lives. It is my belief that seated among us today from the class of 2017 are present and future visionaries, innovators, entrepreneurs, and civic leaders. Without a doubt, you will continue to make a profound impact professionally and in your communities. I am confident of this because of what you have already shown through your leadership here at McCombs. As students, you have shaped the MSTC experience for the entire McCombs community and left the program better off than you found it. During your academic pursuits, you have formed strong bonds with your classmates and have extended your network for years to come. Looking out into the crowd, I am reminded of the passion you all bring to your education, a passion I am certain will translate to whatever paths you choose in your future. As you move forward, value that passion and remember to reinvest it through your continued involvement with the Texas MSTC program, the McCombs School of Business, and the University of Texas at Austin. Join the alumni network, accept a committee placement if offered, agree to serve on one of our boards if asked. There's a saying about giving your time, treasure, and talent. We want your time and talents now, and I'm pretty confident our development folks will be calling you about that treasure part a little bit later on. But above all, stay in touch and involved with the program, the school, and the university. You are our brand ambassadors to the world, and I look forward to remaining in touch with all of you as together we continue to add value to your degree and those of previous and future generations of MSTCers. At the University of Texas, we say what starts here changes the world, and as director of this program, I know we have world changers seated before us. Today, we are honored to award you a graduate degree from the University of Texas at Austin, one of the premier universities in the world, and as you begin your lives beyond the MSTC program, we couldn't be more proud to call you alumni of the McCombs School of Business and the University of Texas at Austin. Congratulations. Members of the audience will notice that some of our students are wearing honor cords with their graduation robes. I'd like to ask our graduates wearing the red, white, and blue cords to stand. We'd like to recognize these students for their unwavering commitment to our nation for having served in the U.S. Armed Forces. Please join me in thanking our active duty and military veterans. Thank you. The Gold Cords identify the Dean's Award for Academic Excellence. Recipients of the Dean's Award earned an overall grade point average of 3.8 or higher during the entire MSTC curriculum. I ask all graduates wearing honor cords to stand and be recognized for your accomplishments. We'd also like to acknowledge those of you who helped with our recruiting efforts this year. Admissions ambassadors, could you please stand? Thank you all. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Stephen T. Limberg, Associate Dean for Graduate Programs and PricewaterhouseCoopers Centennial Professor in Accounting at the McCombs School of Business. Steve?
Thank you, Trent. Thank you, Trent. Well, I am delighted to be here, and I extend a hearty congratulations to the MSD graduating class of 2017. I just love saying that. Let me do it again. The class of 2017. Thank you. We need a little enthusiasm here. That's right. Now, first, if I may, to the graduate supporters, I really add my salute to Trent's. The importance of your role cannot be overstated. In fact, if I could award you a degree, I would. But as it turns out, it would probably take the blessing of not only the University of Texas Graduate Assembly, but also probably the Texas Higher Board of Education and probably the state legislature. Therefore, I want to extend my personal, you need not stand up again, but my personal and hearty thanks to you as well for all you've done for these graduates. Now, to the graduates, it's been a madcap, action-packed, eye-popping, jaw-dropping year, wouldn't you say? Well, just 365 days, but consider so much that's transpired. In fact, if you recall, you came together from diverse backgrounds and different orientations and different perspectives, and it wasn't that long ago. And of course, in the last 365 days, you've gone ahead and spent late nights together, and you've engaged in all kinds of projects, and you've had intense experiences. So I don't know if it felt like a long time or a short time. Probably, had I asked you, it would depend on when I was asking you that question, whether it felt like a long time or a short time. But here we are, and we're at this moment, and it's a glorious moment indeed. And I want to go ahead and join Trent in also indicating that the power of the University of Texas Alumni Association and our alumni base is just phenomenal. And so I really hope you stay engaged with that base. And of course, there are many vehicles for doing that. And as you well know, just to my left, there's a new building going in, and that building is Rolling Hall. Now, I realize you didn't take any classes in that building, but I do want to make sure that you understand that you're fully welcome at any time. And as a matter of fact, McCombs is also about giving back to our alumni. And as alumni, New Rolling Hall is your home as much as anyone's home. And we would like to look forward to seeing you there as much as possible. In fact, so you can experience Rolling Hall firsthand, the McCombs School is enthusiastically offering you, that's the class of 2017, the class of 2017, yeah, the opportunity to take a 2-day executive education class in the new building, and imagine this, the school is footing the bill. Yes, indeed. Yeah. And if 2 days isn't enough for your fill of breakfast tacos in the building's splendid Moon Tower Cafe, the school will also fund 50% of the cost of any 5-day program, so there's no excuse for not going. Now, more details on this will be following this ceremony. There'll be an email of something to that extent. But we wanted to make sure that you know Rolling Hall will be there waiting for you as you return to McCombs. So now, I'm going to turn it back over to Trent with a hearty congratulations, and with somewhat great regret in my heart, I have to head off to another graduation. Oh, the life of a dean. I'm making a few other comments at another graduation, so as much as I'd love to stay, I'm going to probably exit stage right. But congratulations, everybody, and have a great celebration. Thank you.
Our commencement speaker today is a good friend of MSTC, Josh Baer. Josh is the founder and executive director of Capital Factory, a co-working community and accelerator designed to help startups find their first investors, customers, and employees. Or put another way, Austin's center of gravity for entrepreneurs. Josh founded his first startup in 1996 in his college dormitory at Carnegie Mellon University, and now teaches a class here at the University of Texas for student entrepreneurs. Josh has been recognized as a Henry Crown Fellow and Braddock Scholar by the Aspen Institute, is a member of the National Committee on U.S.-China Relations Young Leaders Forum, and an Eisenhower Fellow. Josh lives in Austin with his wife Amy and 3 children. Please welcome Josh Baer.
Well, thank you to Director Thurman and Dean Lindbergh, who just left. It's an honor to be here with all of you today. And let me be yet another to congratulate the MSTC Class of 2017. This unique degree is one more example of the entrepreneurial spirit of UT Austin and the McCombs School of Business. It also highlights the vision that Laura Kilcrease and George Kosmetsky and others had more than 20 years ago to create this first program of its kind. Now, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. My friend Troy Parkinson recently reminded me of a conversation that we had when we met the first week of college. And he asked me at the time what I wanted to do when I graduated. And I told him, I wasn't really sure, but I thought I wanted to work for myself and be an entrepreneur. And when I look around my family, my parents are actually here with us today, I found that I was surrounded by entrepreneurs. None of them ran really big businesses, mostly small retail operations, but they almost all were entrepreneurs in one way or another. My father was a wedding photographer. He ran a small studio in the basement of our home. My mom was a school teacher, but she also sold wedding invitations to my dad's clients. And it was truly a family business. I'm so thankful to my mom for teaching me that I could be whatever I wanted in life, and my dad for inspiring me to think and to work for myself. My wife, Amy, who has picked up that torch, and she always encourages me to pursue my dreams, to push my own limits, and even though that often comes at the expense of her convenience. So I'd like to share with you the story of how I started my first company in college. I wish I could say that I invented some great new technology or cured some disease, but it wasn't anything that clever. As a college kid, I had, like many, more time than money. But at the time then, not so much now, both software and music cost money, which I wanted. And so I started to be able to download MP3s from Napster for free at the time. But if you wanted to get cool software to run, you had to there wasn't really a robust open source availability yet, and so you had to go buy it. And the only way to get free software was to apply for the beta program. And today, almost all beta programs are like free and open to the public. But back then, they weren't. They usually required that you fill out a form and sign a non-disclosure agreement, and they really only wanted people who were potentially real customers to go use it. But I really wanted to get the web server software for the Mac, at the time called WebStar, so that I could run a website. And apparently everybody else wanted that software too. So I went to the website and I filled out the form to apply for the beta program. And while I was filling it out, I noticed that right next to it, there was another form for another software that they had called ListStar. And I didn't really know what it was, but it was basically the same form to go fill out, so I just filled out that one too at the same time. And like I said, everybody wanted to get the web server software, so they didn't let me in because I was a college kid, and I could probably tell pretty quickly I was never going to actually go buy the software. But apparently not that many people applied for the ListStar program, which was their email software, because they let me in. So this box arrives in the mail, because that's how you used to get software. And it had a manual, like you had to read, and CD-ROMs to install it from. And I had more time than money, so the first thing I did was I crack open the manual, and I read the manual front to back. It wasn't that long of a manual. And apparently nobody else read the manual, because I was immediately the most popular person on the discussion forum for the beta software, where people would post questions, and I, sitting around in my college dorm, would answer everybody's questions. And so then one day, the CEO of the company, Tom Biddulph, reached out to me and asked me if I'd like a job as an intern, answering the questions for all the people on the forum, because he realized I was this college kid already doing the work. And so I took that job. That was one of my first jobs. And it was a fun job. Over the next year, they flew me out to conferences. They were based in Berkeley, out in Silicon Valley. And Tom, the CEO, became a mentor of mine and really mentored me about business. He took me under his wing, and he was incredibly transparent in showing me how the business worked. And I kept answering questions on the forum, and then started speaking at some of the conferences that they'd fly me out to. And at the conferences, the people at the conferences were all the sales team. So I'm hanging out with the sales team and the marketing team as they're out at the conference. Now, most good salespeople that I've met are, they call coin-operated, meaning they figure out how to go make money. That's their job. And they will figure out tricks to help them close deals and make more money. So one day, one of the salespeople that I had met at the conferences was trying to close this deal, and the customer wanted a small custom script written, a customization for the software to make it work for them. And the savvy salesperson at the time said, you know, our company doesn't do that, but we have this intern, and I bet if you bought him a pizza, he'd probably do that for you. So he introduced me to the customer, and I wrote the script, and they bought me a pizza, and they closed the deal. So he liked that, and the other salespeople started to catch on. And soon, I basically had a small consulting business going on the side, writing custom scripts for ListStar, and effectively an endless supply of pizza. And so then I started going out on other forums for other email software, and I started answering other people's questions, kind of like you might do on social media today. And I would answer the easy questions that I could just by responding, but if it was a really hard question that might take me some time to figure out, or if it might require me writing a custom script or some code, I'd pitch them on my consulting services and offer them some work. So then I developed a client base of those customers. And one day, one of my frequent customers who ran a online email forum for book publishers called me up because his server had crashed. That was usually why he called me up. And he would call me up, and I would log in remotely from my dorm room and go fix his server and start it back up again. So after I fixed it, he called me, and he said, you know, and this seemed at the time like such a revolutionary idea. He said, hey, instead of me calling you urgently every time my server crashes and paying you $50 to fix it, how about you just run it for me on your server, and I just pay you $50 a month no matter what? Now, today, that might not seem that revolutionary. In fact, you'd probably expect to get most internet services by paying a monthly fee for them. But back then, everybody ran their own servers. And if you wanted to run a website, you needed to run it on a website software on your computer and hook that computer up to a dial-up connection with a phone line that it used 24/7 all the time. And if the phone line went down, your website went down. So this whole idea of getting paid monthly for kind of doing nothing, I thought, sounded pretty awesome to me. After all, I was running the software on the computer that my parents bought me in my fraternity house, hooked up to the school's internet connection, so I had no costs. Now, disclaimer, I would not recommend operating an email hosting business on the UT Austin school network. I'm pretty sure that they will shut you down in a few seconds, and this was 1996, so these best practices were not established yet. But there's other ways you can be scrappy and be resourceful, and that was one. So, of course, being both naive and an optimist, I assumed nothing would go wrong, and I would just have an extra $50 a month of beer money. And for the most part, that was actually pretty true. And one by one, $50 and $100 at a time, I grew my client base over the next few years. I created a website, added a line to my email signature that said, I can host your email lists. I incorporated the business, started hiring my fraternity brothers to do tech support, and by the time I graduated, we were doing a couple $100,000 a year in revenue. It was the beginnings of a scalable business. I bootstrapped that business for 10 years before selling it. I never received any investment because I had no idea that it was even possible to get an investment or that anybody would ever give me any money. But while that worked out for me in the end, both financially and in many other ways, it wasn't on purpose. There was no big plan. I didn't invent anything. I learned a lot about something, about email and about this market, and I worked really hard, and these opportunities presented themselves. So a Chinese proverb tells us that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. And you may never be in a better position than today to find co-founders for a new company than you are here at UT Austin. You're at one of the largest and best universities in the country, and everyone around you is sorted, categorized, organized, ranked, scored, and graded in every possible dimension. If you want to find programmers, we got them. Engineers, we got them. Design thinkers, biomechanical, driverless cars, we got them. Whatever it is you're into, if it's world-changing, it's happening here at UT. This place is crawling with world-class researchers. You can just walk up to a lab and start asking questions. There's technology waiting to be commercialized all around us, as you've all seen in this program. So you can find that next idea that's waiting to change the world. For many of you, I just don't think it's ever going to get any better than this. So you should take full advantage of this while your network is really strong and really fresh here at UT. You want to make the most of this degree, not just by leveraging what you know, but who you know, and the powerful network that you're now part of and will be for life. As life goes on, it'll never get easier to start a company. Life's obligations just seem to pile up over time. As more and more people become part of your life, you've got more birthday parties and weddings and important events to attend. Your circle grows, and so do your commitments. You join churches and synagogues and teams and clubs, and each one takes time and focus. Some of you may already have a family, and some of you may not. But as your family grows, those commitments at home do as well. Now, I know you all already understand this just as a virtue of being part of this program, because this isn't just any graduate degree. This is a degree designed for working professionals who take it on top of your other responsibilities. So you already understand what it means to make sacrifices to push yourself forward. But unfortunately, I've got some bad news for you, and the sacrifices are not over. Now is the time to take the full advantage of all these skills and network and degree that they've been given to you and turn that into a new business. And it's only going to get harder to turn away from all the things tugging at you and demanding of your time. It's only going to get riskier to give up the security of a job or a paycheck to become an entrepreneur. And it's only going to get easier to say, I'll do that tomorrow. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. So where do you start? Getting inspired about a startup is kind of like falling in love. You can do things that'll increase your chances, but you can't force it to happen. So here are the three things that I would suggest to anyone who's interested in starting their own company. And they go back to the story I told you about how I started mine. 1, become an expert at something. 2, meet someone new every day. And 3, work your butt off. If you do these 3 things, you're very likely to stumble across an opportunity that you'll fall in love with. Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg weren't experts when they started their companies, but most startup founders are. Usually, you need to know a lot about a problem before you come up with an innovative solution. The internet has opened up so many new doors for teaching yourself new things and self-advancement. Wikipedia is a great place to start. And then there's social media and news and message boards where experts are discussing niche topics, scholarly papers that are published online. If you're interested in learning new things, there are all these videos you can watch and courses and certificates and degrees. There's so much available to teach yourself more than at any other time in human history. You might not know where to start or what to focus on. What problem or industry really matters to you? What should you go learn a lot about? Well, rather than spending a lot of time and energy debating and thinking about what you should go do, I'd really encourage you to just pick something and focus on it and invest all that time and energy in that thing to start. You can start out learning about artificial intelligence. Read everything that you can find. Take an online programming course. Try that for a month, and if you don't really feel it, then switch to something else. Try virtual reality. If that doesn't feel right, switch to a different thing. You see, it's a lot easier and faster to rule something out by trying it than to sit around and predict what's going to be the perfect thing that's going to be great for you. Now, once you find that thing that you're passionate about, and you pick that industry or theme or problem, You want to meet a lot of people. You want to meet everybody that's doing things in that space. You should try to meet at least one new relevant person every day. And while you're looking for inspiration, you want to be exposed to all these different ideas and perspectives. And each person that you meet can connect you to other people you should go meet, so you follow that chain. And you should leverage the connections that you already have. It's bigger than usually than you think. You've got your family and friends, your professors and other students, the person you see at the corner store every day, or the Ride Austin driver who's giving you a lift. Talk to the person sitting next to you today. Your network is all around you. And in the end, you have to have a fire in your belly. Entrepreneurship is not for the timid or for the lazy. As an entrepreneur, all of the odds are against you. You have to be smarter, work harder, work longer than everyone else that you're competing against. And if you can't be passionate about the thing that you're working on, then you need to go find something else. But if you do these three things, become an expert at something, meet somebody new every day, and keep working your butt off, then I'm confident that you'll find the opportunity that you're looking for. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. What starts here changes the world. Congratulations.
Thank you, Josh. Great advice. It is now time to individually recognize the graduates. I'd like to ask Stuart Bone, Program Manager for the Texas MSTC program, to approach the stage. Stuart.
You ready? Graduates, when I call your name, please proceed to the stage where you'll be presented with a degree certificate. Keep in mind, we have a photographer here in the front, so make sure you turn to the photographer for a picture. Gotham R. Ankala. Alex Babar. Christopher Matthew Ballard. Richard Amos Bahana. Lori Joanne Cerconi. Momadou Charm Saini. Owen Chasoba Chalango. Erica Cole. Vladimir Kolak. Keith Nelson Cook. Seth Russell Coolbrith. Christopher N. Cordero. Daniel Martin Kreitz, who's not with us. Laura Sanchez Cross. Shady DeJesus. Juan Andres de Santiago. Ruben Edwards. Eric Christopher Espinosa. Blossom Eze. Brian Sean Fitzpatrick. Courtney Gallagher. Sandeep Gamer. Abel Renee Garza. Stephen Gilmore. Melanie Clara Guerrier. Lonnie Cordell Harrell. Christopher Cannon Herring. Bridget Claire Hill. Eduardo Hinojosa. Michael Andrew Hogue. Lauren Anthony Holland. Rashi Jain. John Kaminsky. Ziauddin Mohammed Kazi. Damian Atanas Kochov. Sean M. Conkey. Rodney Reed Larson. Joshua J. Lawton Bellis. Kui Trong Lee. Rod Lee. John Gray Luker. Melanie Mina McGill. Sarah Louise Mangum. Hassan Ali Mansi. Juan Miguel La Roda Marin. Stephen A. Martinez. Dr. Lisa Elaine McDonald. Christopher Ryan McKegg. Carl B. McClendon. Brennan Ryan Medford. Sheena R. Moore. Elliot Mouton. David E. Moulton. Wesley Mushera. Patrick James Nash. Kala Nenkova. Ikechi Wabusi. John Akechi Woke. Carla Iris Palma. Moses Shim Park. Raviraj Patil. Paul Matthew Rojas. Mari Carmen Sinocien Villalon. Sheree Anna Smith. Zhuzhong Austin Sung. Jonathan David Tanzer. Aaron Tao. Christopher L. Tollinger. Amanda J. Traversi. William Judson Turner III. Anam Valiani. Frank A. Weisman. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2017 Master's Degree Graduates in Technology Commercialization.
All right, congrats everyone. Now I have a few awards to present. First, the Kosmetsky Scholar Award honors Dr. George M. Kosmetsky, who served as Dean of the McCombs School of Business for 16 years. Kosmetsky scholars earned an overall grade point average of 4.0, which is about as good as it gets, during their entire MSTC education. I'm proud to present this year's Kosmetsky Award to Courtney Gallagher. The next award has been known as the Classmate Award, and it is nominated and voted on by your fellow classmates. Last year, we decided to honor Dr. Gary Cadenhead, the previous director of the program, by renaming this award. So Gary, if you don't mind, if you would come forward to announce this year's winner of the Gary Cadenhead Award in Outstanding Leadership. Gary?
Well, it's been a little over a year since you and I got acquainted, and I was encouraging you to enter this program. So it's with great pleasure, after your successful completion of it, to congratulate you. I'm very, very proud of you. Okay, we have a winner. Vladimir, would you please come up?
The next award is the Outstanding Student Award. This award is nominated and selected by the MSTC faculty. I'm proud to present this year's Outstanding Student Award to Courtney Gallagher. Now I'd like to introduce your classmate, Laura Cross, to present the Outstanding Faculty Award.
Looks intimidating up here. Good afternoon, deans, program directors, faculty, friends, family, and most importantly, the class of 2017 MST graduates. My name is Laura Cross, and it is indeed an honor to address you today. Ultimately, I'm here to introduce to you the Outstanding Professor of the Year. But before I do that, I'd like to share a few anecdotes with all of you. I don't know if it's due to all these fancy lights, but you guys look great up here. So I'm going to take a picture, and we're going to post this up, because you guys look amazing. Look at that. If it was an undergrad, I would do a selfie with me in the background, graduation. One thing is also certain. We look smarter than we did when we first walked into this building a year ago. We all started with dreams of what we would accomplish once we finally received that well-earned piece of paper. And this time is now to go forth and turn those dreams into reality. Yet even after all those late nights and early mornings, the numerous study sessions and video conference calls with our group, endless paper rewrites, pitch rehearsals, we all know it took more than hard work and coffee to arrive at this point today. You know, you and I share one thing in common. We are all very blessed with our support system. So I'm going to take a page from Trent's book, because I was always taught to never hold back a compliment. So I'm going to need some help from the audience, and I want to really take this time. So please listen carefully. Spouses, if your husband, wife, fiance, partner is a graduate today, please stand up. And stay standing up. Stay standing. Children, if your mommy or daddy are walking on this stage today, please stand up. Hold them up in the air. Parents, if your son or daughter or son-in-law or daughter-in-law walked on this stage, please stand up. Okay, this is a good one. Siblings and extended family, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, godparents, second and third cousins, please stand up. We can't forget our friends. Please stand up. Okay, I got 3 more. Staff, professors, MSTC, McCombs, please stand up. Okay. Do we have any employers out there? Anyone who's a boss, a manager, a coworker, please stand up. Okay. Anybody else who's just here for the free food and booze after, please stand up. There you go. So stay standing. Fellow classmates, look to your left, your right, front, and behind you. I'm certain you're all familiar with the famous proverb, it takes a village to raise an MSTC graduate. Joke. All jokes aside, look around you. This is our village. They too have strived and sacrificed for the last 383 days, 16 hours, 15 minutes, and 43 seconds. But who's counting, right? These individuals have had to do the lion's share of the chores at home, had to deal firsthand with all the missed soccer games, had to go without us at holiday and birthday celebrations, had to help us sort through tuition bills, order us delicious food and endless amounts of caffeine to fuel us through those long classes, help grade our assignments on generous curves, and were very generous to turn a blind eye when we were doing homework during work hours, or let us leave early on Fridays for an entire year so we can make it to a class. So classmates, please help me thank our support network one more time, because make no mistake, we aren't here because of them. We are here today because of them. Okay, thank you. Free food and booze for everybody after this. Okay, so let's talk about today. Today is our day, like Josh said. Let's enjoy the parties where we're the guest of honor, or drink a few mini glasses of wine tonight. Live it up. We deserve it. I want to stress this because we need to enjoy today, for tomorrow we go back to our normal lives, whether that includes going back to working out in an office or a cubicle or the local coffee shop around town, as we desperately look for another venture to embark on. We may go back to the same lives we once had, but we are no longer the same people. We are tougher. We are wiser. We think differently and see opportunities where others see problems. We are ready and able to tackle all of the challenges ahead. So it is for this reason that I want to thank you for helping me truly understand what it means to be an entrepreneur and innovator. You would think by now many of us would know how to spell entrepreneur after a year-long program, but you can't win them all. What I have realized is an entrepreneur is someone who has grit, has endless commitment, and is not afraid to fail. Taking risks is second nature to us. We are trained to not only succeed in the marketplace, but also willing to fail. And fail not only once, but fail over and over again. Of course, until we ultimately succeed. For we all know failing builds inner strength and resiliency. Nothing is going to change or get better unless people like us are willing to take a risk and make things happen. We have the tools, so now let's put this degree to good use. We saw it earlier. Our village is behind us 100%, so let's make them proud. Okay, so now turning our attention to my true purpose and saving the best for last. It is my honor to introduce the Outstanding Professor of the Year. Our collective gratitude cannot be expressed here by words alone. We must go forth and prove it in deeds. This professor is a passionate trailblazer. It is because of your friendship, your candor, your willingness to listen, and persistence that we receive our diplomas today. And please take solace that you have ingrained the following words in us, and we will refer back to it on every new venture we embark on. What is differentiation? Something you can do better than your competitor. Walk on down, Dr. Kate Mackey. You are the Professor of the Outstanding Year.
Thank you, Laura and Dr. Mackey. Class of 2017, it has truly been a pleasure seeing all of you progress this past year. We wish you all the best and continued success. And we would now like to share with you some memories with you and your guests.
No matter where you go next, we hope you'll stay connected to UT. Stay informed about the issues that affect our hard-earned reputation and the value of your degree. Joining the Texas Exes is the place to start. With more than 106,000 members and 140 chapters and networks across the globe, the association is a powerful force for good. By becoming a life member of the Texas Exes, you'll help promote, protect, and give back to the place that changed your life forever. If you want to see what the Texas Exes is all about, and if you have an umbrella, stop by the Alumni Center from 3 to 7 today to celebrate at the Great Texas Exit. Toast this amazing milestone with your friends and family and learn more about the benefits of membership. They'll have lots of food, drinks, and photo opportunities. Following the traditional Eyes of Texas, we ask that all friends and family remain seated until the graduates have exited the ballroom. Graduates, please follow Wayne as he leads you to the first floor for one final class photo. Family and friends, please join us downstairs in the Tejas Dining Room, which is downstairs on the floor right below us on that side of the building for a celebratory reception. We'll now close our ceremony with the singing of the Eyes of Texas. Penned in 1903, the Eyes of Texas has become the official alma mater tune of the University of Texas at Austin. I know among the graduates we have a number of undergrads, and I don't have a very good singing voice. What I'd like to do, if you already have a degree in addition to this one, join me on stage and help us lead in the singing of the Eyes of Texas. Thanks, guys. That really takes the pressure off me. Graduates, if you'll follow Wayne, we'll go down for a photo, but everyone else will stay seated until the graduates leave. Congratulations again, guys.